Alright, welcome back to 2P1 Reacts channel, and we're back with another reaction, okay? This is my new channel. This is where I'm dropping my reactions, in case everybody didn't know already. But this is where I'm dropping my reactions, and today I have a new reaction from BRABO GATOR, and the track is called Turn the Page, okay? I can't never remember the name of the tracks, so I looked at it again. This is one that's been on my radar, something that I've been wanting to do since he dropped it a couple days ago. I think he dropped it maybe last Friday. So it hasn't been out 3-4 days, something like that. But I wanted to do this. And I was listening to a Facebook live stream he did the other day. And the last two songs that BRABO has released has really nothing to do with his current relationship issues. His marriage, his divorce or whatever, it has nothing to do with that. Those are older songs. He already had the music videos released. He dropped the tracks. So a lot of people were assuming that that had to do with Sav. It didn't. Now this track does. Okay, and I thought that was the case. But, this track actually does. This touches on him and Sav's relationship, what's going on with that. So on and so forth. So I'm eager to hear it. I want to go ahead and play it and jump into this reaction. But before I do, please remember to hit the like button, share this video, comment on the video, all that bullshit, subscribe to the channel. But without any more from me, let's listen to BRABO GATOR's new track. And it is called Turn the Page. So let's turn the page on all my BS and pull up BRABO's track. Alright, so let's fucking go. I do want to say I fully expect this song to be kind of sad, bro. I just want to say that. I do expect this song to be kind of sad. So I'm interested to see what he's got to say in it.
I'm a shell of a man, a shell of myself, shelling this Kimber, barrel pressed against my lips in December. Add that to the long list of things I was too scared to do. No parachute, jumped off the edge, landed in barrel proof. Jesus, I'm drowning, I'm so far from that mountain I was climbing. I'll trade all these diamonds for silver lining. Fighting anxiety, I'm searching for hope again. Teardrops falling, I ain't got the strength to hold them in. Entourage shrunk on me, back on the road again. Friends turned to enemies, here we go again. Hell had no fury on the lines and women sold to men. She screams abuse, I'm a man, so I got no defense. If I'm the abuser, why am I feeling this? She's popping bottles and all I'm tasting is bitterness. People ran with narratives, never stopped to consider this. She left with the fame and left me with a kid in this. I did it to myself.
So there's a lot of truth in there. BRABO has been getting hit with all kinds of allegations on social media, okay? He's a cheater, he's an abuser, he's doing this, he's doing that. And a lot of people are taking these false narratives and they're just running with it, bro, without even verifying anything. And Sav hasn't really, shot them down. Like the whole cheating narrative, it was rumored that he was cheating. She didn't just come out and say, dude, he didn't cheat, shot the narrative down. She just kind of let it fucking go. And I don't believe BRABO did cheat on her. That's just my personal opinion. I'll say this, the minimal interactions that I had with them, he treated her very well. He treated her, in my opinion, like a queen. Now, I'm not saying they didn't have any fucking problems, because every relationship, I don't care how perfect they seem, have issues, have problems, okay? But from what I seen good shit, okay? I just think it's bullshit that he had to go through some of this shit, with the narrative of him cheating when he said he didn't fucking cheat. And that's the thing. They'll always, no matter what you do as a man, okay, probably 99.9% of the time they're going to believe a woman in the situation. And it's the woman can come out and lay out these false narratives, these false accusations, and pretty much carry the whole narrative and be praised over it and be babied and coddled and all that shit. Well, if it was the other way around, if Bravo would have came out and said, "Hey, she cheated on me," and they would make him out to, they would still try to find a way to make him out to be a piece of shit, and she did it because she wasn't happy. Okay, the standards between men and women in relationships and how they end is completely different. Okay, somehow the man always winds up being the fucking asshole, and there's not much you can do about it. Not much you can do to change it, but I do want to stop it a few times. I'm going to go back.
I'm a shell of a man, a shell of myself, shelling this Kimber. Barrel pressed against my lips in December. Add that to the long list of things I was too scared to do. No pair.
That line right there makes me kind of nervous. Talking about, he had a barrel to his lips in December. That line right there kind of bothers me. Okay, and I think he's gotten through most of it now. I can see it a little bit different. A little bit different of an approach in his live stream he did. But that's the thing, in the grand scheme of fucking life, nobody cares about men's mental health. And I've been saying this for fucking years. As a man, you're supposed to get over shit. And that you're supposed to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and never have any emotional issues. And for the most part, that's, most of the time people look at men's emotional issues as fucking weakness. It's a huge turnoff for women, and men use it as an opportunity to fucking basically piss on you. And, you go through issues, man. You got to try to find at least one or two friends that you can reach out to, talk to, share some of your, intimate shit in your life. Okay? And you can't share everything with everybody. And I'm sure Bravo knows that. You can't share everything with everybody, bro. Because people will use it to try to fucking hurt you.
You jumped off the edge, landed in barrel proof. Jesus, I'm drowning. I'm so far from that mountain I was climbing. I'll trade all these diamonds for silver lining. Fighting anxiety, I'm searching for hope again. Teardrops falling, I ain't got the strength to hold them in. Entourage shrunk on me, back on the road again. Friends turn to enemies, here we go again. Hell had no fury on the line.
The entourage shrunk on him. Friends turn to enemies again. That happens in fucking life. But yeah, I'm sure his entourage has shrunk. I mean, she left, and I don't know who all left with her, but it seems like there's definitely a transition period going on. And I'll say this, it seems like it's a little bit harder on Bravo than it is her, okay? Because, I don't know, just me personally, no matter how many fucking crying Instagram stories you put out, I just don't fucking believe you. And, I don't know. You put out crying Instagram stories and then you are at the club with your friends. I don't know. I just think it's disingenuous. I don't believe you. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. And I ain't taking shots at nobody, but I'm looking at it from an outsider's perspective. I don't know either one of these people, okay? But I just from looking from the outside, I can tell who's hurting and who really doesn't give a fuck. Because in some relationships, well, in most relationships, whoever initiates the divorce or initiates the breakup generally gets over it quicker, okay? And I think in my personal opinion, I think a lot of what she's done has been trying to draw publicity for her music. And I'm going to stand on business. That's how I feel about it. Until somebody else proves me wrong, I don't know. And you can just take it with a grain of salt. I don't give a shit. But that's just how I feel about it. From an outsider's perspective, looking at this, I'll say this. I lost a little bit of fucking respect for her. And the way she's handled it. Because I think she's handled it pretty shitty.
As the women older men. She screams abuse, I'm a man, so I got no defense. If I'm the abuser, why am I feeling this? She's popping bottles and all I'm tasting is bitterness. People ran with knitters, never stopped to consider this. She left with the fame and left me with a kid in this. I did it to myself again.
Now, I don't think the kid is theirs together, but she was like in this kid's life for like, I think what, 3 or 4 years? I think they were married 2 years, but they were dating for a while. So, you know, she grow. That's the thing. If somebody has a kid and you get married or you start dating, you start growing attached to that kid, it becomes yours. Okay? And, you know, there's some emotional damage through that, and I'm not going to speak any more on it because that's his son and all that shit. That's between them. But, you know, there is some emotional damage with that shit, man. You know, that kid's probably got a lot of questions. But anyway.
I put my heart through hell again. Didn't matter how hard I tried, all these pieces fell again. But now I turn the page. Now I turn the page. Music and bourbon, I guess we both got a buzz now. I focused on wins, she was focused on touchdowns. It's hard to build something just to watch it come down. Bookmarking the Bible, I'm waiting on karma to come round. Another week down, the stress cost me a couple pounds. Talking to my heart from now on, there ain't no love allowed. I don't wish harm on y'all, hope you find another crowd. You ain't just go against me, nah, you double down. Riding in this S580, fighting the memory.
Oh, that's tough, bro. That's tough. He was focused on wins. She was focused on touchdowns. I gotta run that back, dude. That's tough. That's tough.
Now I turn the page. Music and bourbon, I guess we both got a buzz now. I focused on wins, she was focused on touchdowns. It's hard to build something just to watch it come down. Bookmarking the Bible, I'm waiting on karma to come round. Another week down, the stress cost me a couple pounds. Talking to my heart from now on, there ain't no love allowed. I don't wish harm on y'all, hope you find another crowd. You ain't just go against me, nah, you double down.
That's tough, bro. That's tough. You didn't just go against, he's saying you didn't just go against me. You fucking doubled down. And that's what I've noticed, bro, from an outsider's perspective. It's like, he's constantly like, I hope her music does well, you know, says, hey, you know, still listen to her music, still push her music, still be a fan of hers. And every time she comes out and talks about him, it's how much of a piece of shit he is. And it's like, if this dude was a real piece of shit, I'm talking my level piece of shit, he would come out and fucking trash you, okay? Because I'll say this, me personally, I wouldn't have took half your shit. I would have come out and just fucking trashed you as soon as you start trashing me. So his level of patience and all that shit, yeah. Should be recognized. I mean, I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm sure he fucked up a bunch of times in the marriage. I mean, you know, as men, we do that. We make mistakes, okay? We get caught up in shit we shouldn't get caught up in. Whatever that may be, you know, we get distracted, we do shit like that. But from what I see in this situation is that this is just my personal opinion, and people can get mad at me if they want. I don't give a fuck. She hung with him long enough to get her music recognized. And if you go back and you look at their duets together, okay, their duets together did crazy fucking numbers, okay, crazy. Two Bodies, that track is fucking, has millions of plays, okay. I think she hung with Brabo long enough to get the recognition that she wanted, and she felt like she wasn't getting no further with Brabo, that he was only going to take her to a certain point, and she's fucking moved on. And that's my narrative. Let me run with that shit. That's the narrative I'm going to run with. Since he's a fucking abuser and a cheater, that's the narrative I'm going to run with. She stayed with Bravo until she couldn't get any further in her career, and now she's looking for better career opportunities. Typical woman to me.
Riding in this S580, fighting the memories. Never thought that me and you would end up being enemies. Haunted by the fantasies, addicted to the tendencies. Prisoner of my own mind, betrayal is who sentenced me. You ain't got no love for me, you rather see the enemy. You should have bowed gracefully, but instead you offended me. You claim that you're hurting, but ain't letting off that energy. I'm done with it. Yours truly, Mr. Tennessee. I did it to myself again. I put my heart through hell again. Didn't matter how hard I tried. All these pieces fell again. But now I turn the page. But now I turn the page.
Gotta turn the fucking page. Gotta definitely turn the page. Alright, so at the end here you got 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verses 4 through 7. Love is patient, love is kind. Love does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it is not rude, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Preserves. Sorry, I'm trying to read it off my small ass screen. I promise I can read, okay? I promise I can read. But this was a dope track. It was kind of sad. It was a little emotional. Turning the page in your life ain't easy, okay? You get so used to doing shit. And I'm divorced, okay? I went through a divorce, turning the page, trying to get your life back together. Trying to build a new life, especially when you've been with somebody for years or whatever. It's not easy, bro. It's not easy. Okay? But I'm sure he'll get through it. I'm sure he's going to power through. I've seen significant change in him just in the last 3 months. From just what I've saw online, obviously. I don't claim to be friends with either one of these. Bravo or Sav or whatever. I'm not like best buddies with them. Like I've said in the past, I went to see their show. They were cool people. I don't have nothing personal against Sav. I don't have nothing. I like Bravo. If I had to choose, I would choose Bravo. I'm always gonna choose the guy because I think women get off easy in relationships. Okay, they can just end a relationship and all of a sudden it's the fucking man's fault. And they're coddled, and they're babied, and he treated you so bad. He treated you so bad. That's fucking life, bro. That's life. Sometimes relationships are hard. They're not easy, okay? But you keep fucking trying. You keep doing what you got to do to make it better, okay? But I think, me personally, I think Bravo dodged a bullet. I think here in a year from now, he's going to look back and he's going to think, damn, dude, I'm so fucking glad that's over. And, sometimes you got to back away from a situation and see how it plays out to really see what you were battling and wrestling against. And, that's just my personal opinion. And the thing is, I'm not saying this is some kind of fucking guru, okay? I don't know. I'm still figuring out life just like everybody else, but from an outsider's perspective, it seems a little fucking weird on her end. It seems like she wasn't as emotionally invested as Bravo, which is a damn shame. But anyway, that's pretty much it from me today. Please remember to like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, all that bullshit. I do want to say one last thing before I go. I did a reaction to their song today, but all the people in their fucking comments section and talking shit about Bravo, dropped the ball. He let a good one go and all this shit. You don't fucking know. You don't know what these guys went through. You don't know what the fuck they were experiencing. You don't know what kind of relationship problems they had, okay? The one thing I've realized in life is nothing happens in God's world by mistake, okay? Absolutely nothing. And a lot of people will say, well, what about all the bad stuff? And I mean what I say when I say absolutely nothing happens in God's world by mistake. All right, that's it for me today. God bless you guys. God bless your family. And God bless the United States of America. I'm out.
My people of this country, and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see